number 2 seed in the West, making things look easy so far. They have a 3-0 lead on the Denver Nuggets with a 116-102 win on the road in the Mile High tonight. Pulling away in the third quarter, which they won by 10, and starting the fourth quarter with a 14-2 run that made their lead 20 and basically put it away. Welcome in to our post-game coverage, Playoff Central Live, presented by State Farm. Matt Weiner, Steve Smith, Brendan Haywood right there. I'm almost legally obligated to remind you that teams with a 3-0 lead have never blown that lead in a best-of-7 NBA playoff series, 142-0 to this point. So not great news if you're a Nuggets fan. And frankly, if you watch the games, you probably already feel that way.
Yeah, I do. I mean, nothing Denver is doing. They just have lack of talent going up against this Phoenix Suns team. If they had Jamal Murray and P.J. Dozier, that size, I mean, B-Wood, you look at the backcourt scoring, it's 56-11, the starters for them. And Monte Morris, he came out and played well. They just don't have enough. When you can have a guy get 32, 20, and 10, and that's not enough, that just tells you you're undermanned. You don't have the talent level to go up against a Phoenix Suns. And then also, not only that, you have a guy that's controlling the pace. And I think they're not making Chris Paul uncomfortable. They don't have anybody offensively.
They don't have the personnel to make him uncomfortable.
Offensively or defensively to make him, because they're not even making him work defensively. Usually you can have a guy going at him, making him get tired. He's comfortable, B-Wood, and when you have a guy like that that's comfortable, being able to control the pace, it's going to be hard for the Denver Nuggets. He's getting wherever he wants to, getting easy buckets. They don't stop anything. He could have shot that one, lobbed that one, but he kicked it out for a three-point shot.
This is the perfect matchup for Chris Paul. He doesn't have to guard anybody high end. Then at the same time, when he goes into the mid pick and roll, it's the Joker in the pick and roll, and they've been playing a drop because the Joker's feet aren't that quick. So now Chris Paul, he's one of the best guards at attacking drops. Now he gets to come in there, get to his floater, his mid-range, he can throw a lob, or he can throw the cross-court pass to the corner. So Chris Paul couldn't have picked a better second-round opponent than the Denver Nuggets, especially with them being as unhealthy as they are. Look at that tonight. 27 points, 9 of 16. But just like I said, I'm looking at the efficiency. I'm looking at him being the true floor general, leading the pace, making sure that everybody eats and that this offense runs smoothly. Everybody feels like they're a part of it, and that's because of CP3. And I while being enamored by CP3, I also feel bad for Denver. Because if you're Denver, you have to think, if we had Jamal Murray, if we had P.J. Dozier, if Will Barton wasn't just coming back, what type of ball club would we have? And then more importantly, if you have Jamal Murray, now Michael Porter Jr. gets kicked back into the right spot. He becomes the third option instead of the second option. I don't know if he's ready to be a second option in the playoffs just yet. The playoffs are showing Michael Porter Jr. what he has to work on in his game this offseason. He has to be better at posting up and taking advantage of smaller players, because right now he is incredible coming off of pin downs and flare screens to get open. But when teams take that away, what does he go to next? He doesn't have a counter for that. That's what the summer's going to be about.
He hit a couple threes late in the game to get him to 15 points on the night, but he had a hot start. He had a couple buckets at the very end of the game. In between, couldn't hit a thing.
Nice.
And the issues are really on the other end are larger, I think, for Denver. Phoenix is just getting whatever they want, 53% shooting. You saw Chris Paul's shot chart. That pick and roll with the drop coverage is just killing Denver so far. It's felt to me since this series started like one of the guys that Denver could really use is playing on the other team. That's Torrey Craig, who played with the Nuggets, and that's the kind of defender they could really find handy in this series.
Yeah, for sure. And I think P.J. Dozier, I think Torrey Craig is a better defender, but he's a guy on both ends can use his size. When you start having P.J. Dozier, Will Barton, who has great size, Monte Morris coming off the bench, when it's starting Jamal Murray, just think if Jamal Murray was starting. Who does Chris Paul guard? If you had Will Barton and Jamal Murray starting.
Got to guard somebody.
You got to guard somebody. It puts him in a difficult situation. Now your bench is stronger. And I think now, like you said, Michael Porter is a guy that now it's hard to load up against him. It's just unfortunately for them. They have struggled with guys with injuries throughout this, series. And DeAndre Ayton, I just give him credit, and their young guys, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, it seems like every game they growing, and they're comfortable.
DeAndre Ayton, not huge numbers tonight. He had 15 rebounds, 10 points, but we've said it before on on this this set many times. He's just grown into his role. He doesn't try to do too much. He does exactly what the Suns need from him. By the way, breaking news tonight, Chris Paul had multiple turnovers. 2. He had 1 for the series in the first 2 games. He had 2 tonight, so that's a 34 assist to 3 turnover ratio for the series. And for the playoffs so far, 80
real comfortable.
80 assists and
Real
12 turnovers.
He's real comfortable. And in the playoffs, it's all about making guys uncomfortable, making guys do things that they don't want to do. And so when he's able to come off that screen and roll and probe, boy, he's having fun. He feels like he's back at Wake Forest, just running around Winston-Salem, finding guys for lobs and whatever. Like, it's just Chris Paul feels so comfortable right now because Denver can't make him uncomfortable. They can't speed him up.
Not at all.
They can't get the ball out of his hands. And then what you said, sometimes your best defense is offense. They can't even go at him at the other end with pick and rolls and post-ups. So it's not looking very good for Denver. But tip your cap. Denver has had an incredible season with the injuries that they've had to be at this point. You got to tip your cap to Denver.
Did you just write the obituary? Did you?
Yeah, it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over. Like, hey, we got any brooms back there?
We're calling
Where
for
our
a
cameraman?
sweep. Calling
Cornbread,
for
you
a
got any
sweep.
brooms back there?
I can't argue. I can't argue with it.
No, it is.
Phoenix is a better team, obviously, right now.
A guy gets 32, 20, and 10.
I was going to get to that, yeah.
In an ugly loss.
And you never felt that he had a chance to win, even with that 32, 20, and 10. What else can he do? You're going to have a miraculous game by somebody else, like Will Barton has to come up with 25, 30.
Right.
Aaron Gordon's going to have a day where he can score, but it's hard for him. He needs help, but, I mean, congrats to the Joker. The game he's played throughout this season while he's the MVP, and in this game, it was just unbelievable. Watch a guy get 32, 20, and 10, Matt. These are numbers that are oh, wait a minute. B. Wood has this broom up here, but B. Wood, I know you are big, but this is a guy that's not athletic, not very strong. He's a wide body, doesn't move his feet well, and he's dominating.
Third ever 30-20-10 postseason game. Kareem and Wilt Chamberlain, the other 2 guys have done it.
Hey, listen, man, but you know what? Hey, as great as the Joker's playing, you know what time it is.
You got it out.
That's the ones you get from the grocery store.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, they caught it. Hey, that's just the one we got in the back right there.
That's a high quality.
You know, that's
a high quality room.
Is it?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap for Denver.
It's production value.
It's a wrap
That's
for
what
Denver.
that is.
Get your sweep on.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's going to be a sweep?
I was just wondering. What I used to use when I was growing up was a wood. It's not wood.
No, it's not wood. It's a
Times
little aluminum,
change.
but you know,
Wood.
Different
hey, it
materials.
still gets the job done. It's pretty much going to be a sweep for the Phoenix Suns and this organization. Monty Williams has done an incredible job. No disrespect to Tibbs, but I thought Monty Williams should have been coach of the year. No disrespect, but that's just who.
He was number 1 on my ballot.
Yeah, I would have voted if I got a vote. For some reason, I never get a vote for these type of things. But Monty Williams is doing a great job. Devin Booker is growing up right before our eyes. He's becoming a true young superstar. And in the playoffs, that's where you announce your name. Fans have been hearing about Devin Booker for years, but they really haven't been paying attention because Phoenix hasn't been winning. Now that they're winning, and now that he's doing it in the playoffs, people know it's not a fluke. Now you're going to see Devin Booker's name elevated a lot in this league moving forward.
Matt and B. Wood, I think James Jones is the guy who should get some credit.
Oh, yeah. He might be GM of the year this year.
I hope so, but I don't know if a lot of people have been talking about James Jones, the job he's done and the guys he's put together. Everybody said, we got
roster.
Chris Paul, but it's just been others. He's plugged in Jay Crowder. I mean, he's done a nice job. Cameron Payne, huge pickup for the Phoenix.
Huge pickup. You got to go to the powers that be about getting a vote.
I know.
You got to ask.
Why don't I ever get a vote?
Well, you got to ask somebody.
I should get a vote for sure. You get a vote, Smitty?
I get a vote.
You serious?
Serious.
I'm the only person up here that doesn't get a vote.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call somebody. I'm gonna call our bosses. Tara August. Somebody.
Remember after the game 2 loss, Michael Malone said his guys quit. He was really hard on them. It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say about this game 3 loss. Here he is.
Michael, obviously it seemed like the effort was significantly better, but obviously not the result you wanted. What do you say to your guys after this?
Yeah, I would agree, Mike. I thought our guys played really hard. You know, I think we left it all out there. I really think this game came down to 2 things. One, the turnovers.